My amplified unit. Just doing a little bit of a playback. If you don't mind, if you guys are live with BC, smash that up, first of all. Show me that up in the chat as well, please, if you guys can hear me. Been some issues with the tube lately, man. Last night, they're counting no views, basically. So after the stream, no views got counted. I think it's across the board on YouTube. If you put up any content, you're not getting the views that you got. So that's with anybody, guys. That's with anybody that you follow, not just wrestling, but they probably got fucked over in the views. So I also know that there was some streaming issues for a lot of people last night. I think we were able to skate by without any issues streaming wise last night. But so, and we also know that there's issues with notifications. Most of you guys are not even getting notified that we are live, and that's been a problem. And I just did an experiment, and I can confirm that there is not a lot of notifications going out, man. So it is what it is, guys. We're taking on the conglomerate that is the tube. You know, they have so many fucking issues, and they don't help the creators at all. So it's up to you guys, man. Thank you, man. I see that chat, so that means that we are up and going. We are live. You guys can hear BC. If you don't mind, I'm going to take off the noise-canceling bass boosters and put on the earbuds. It's a little bit more comfortable for BC, and it's better for my playback. So, guys, that's why it's important to not just be subscribed, but also always make sure you're notified. It's the best chance, but it's not guaranteed. You always got to check the channel like 3-4 times a fucking day, because there's been times like a few days ago, BC posted 3 videos within 12 hours. You never know. So come on in, guys. BC don't bite, at least not at first. Before we get amplified, before we have fun and have some laughs on the show, hopefully we get to, the cold open, guys, has to be pretty serious. The cold open is going to be one of those, Christopher, I see that super chat, man. I'll get to that in a few minutes, man. You know, this is one of those shows where it's an eye-opener. You know, we've been preaching this for a long time. But until you see a show like this, it's an eye-opener of just how bad things are right now for WWE, especially this Raw show. Oh, man. You see, last night, BC was live. We were streaming the first hour of Monday Night Raw. I wasn't going to, but I wanted to do something special for my Amplified Gold members, my channel members. So what I did, that's all those names you see in green with that gold right after their name. That's my gold members, man. I wanted to do something special for them, so I said, you know what? No, I'm going to go live. I haven't done this in a while. I'm going to do first hour live, bring my gold members together. And something happened in the first 20 minutes, man, where Boring Corbin came out and started speaking for nearly 4 minutes. And Kevin Owens went into the turnbuckle, and he just put his face right into the turnbuckle, and he had himself a nap. Now, we thought this was just a ha-ha moment for a couple of seconds. 5 seconds went by, 10 seconds went by, 30 seconds went by, and this dude was not picking his head up. Kevin Owens last night spoke for every single one of us. KO last night spoke for every professional wrestling fan that has ever had to endure a Monday Night Raw in the last 10 years. We watch this show out of habit and hope, not because it's good anymore, because WWE RAW has not been good for over 10 years. We watch out of habit and hope. Habit because we've been watching since we were little fucking kids, most of us, and hoping that one day it truly gets better. And then several months ago, 4, 5, 6 months ago, August, September, October, November, December, 6 months ago, 3 H's supposedly took control. BC told you that's not true. BC told you Vince was still going to be calling the shots, whether still at Stamford or at home, with a few legal staffers, if you know what I mean. But he's still going to be on the phone with 3 H's, telling him exactly who he wants pushed. When Charlotte gets back, make sure she gets the title. When Lacey Evans is ready for the repackage, make sure she's pushed. Austin Theory, do what you got to do, make sure he's pushed. Bring back Braun Strowman, hook him up with Ricochet and some weird fucking stupid tag team. This is all Vince's decisions, right? But everybody wanted to put on their rose-colored glasses and say, no, this is 3 H's. You can see the changes. Some matches have longer minutes now. They're longer. He brought back Candice LeRae, Mia Yim. He brought back Sarah Logan, brought back Dexter Lumis and Johnny Gargano. And where are they now? What are they all doing? Most of them are not even on the show. You can't tell me where the fuck Johnny Gargano is. You can't tell me where Dexter Lumis is. You can't tell me where Bronson Reed is. Mia Yim is having a name change like Sarah Logan. I thought we used to rip Vince McMahon apart with that. But when Triple H supposedly made the name changes, you heard crickets in the fucking community. Everybody put on their rose-colored glasses because they wanted to believe that H was making changes. So even when he made Mia Yim Munchies or Munchkin, it was okay with the community. It's okay. I like the name Munchies. It makes sense, basically. And Van Halen's one of my favorite bands, so I like Sarah Logan as Van Halen. You were okay with H's name change, not even knowing that it was Vince McMahon's directive all along. So you really just talked out of both sides there, didn't you? You contradicted yourself. A lot of hypocrisy in the community. It's okay when H supposedly did it, but when Vince did it, it was wrong. And now that you're finding out that this was all Vince, now you're going to have a problem with it all again, right? Very odd how that works. But that's Psychology 101. I saw that coming a mile away. I was the only content creator to say, no, I see what's going on here. This is still Vince's show. H has a little bit of power now, so now you're getting McMahon and Levesque together. That's a double dose of lethal, probably fucking gonna be legal, already is with Vince, lethal poison injected into WWE. Because Paul Levesque had a few good years in NXT, and that's it. The dude has been fucking dry ever since. He got his ass whooped by Tony Khan. He got bedridden. He came back into WWE, and he's just another yes man for Vince. He is dried up. He is washed up. If you think you're ever going to get black and gold type days, it ain't happening, Jack. You have a McMahon and a Levesque, and together, they're horrible for WWE. A man once said, I'd like to think WWE will be better when this man is gone, but it's only going to get worse thanks to his doofus son-in-law and idiotic daughter. Well, who do you think he was fucking talking about? He was right, and I'm not even a Brooks fan, by the way, but the dude nailed it. Here we are 6 months after a lot of you guys laughed and said, oh, basically, basically, Vince is gone. Give it up, man. This is H, and this is going to be a new wave. Give it a couple of weeks, even a couple of months, maybe a year, basically, basically, and you're going to see a change, man. 6 months, and this was one of the most nauseating shows I have ever witnessed. And that includes under VKM. And that tells you something, because I've seen some nauseating fucking shows under that son of a bitch. This was nauseating. To the point where several times last night, after we went live for the first hour and I was doing my notes, I looked at the clock several times during the 9 to 10 hour and the 10 to 11 hour, and I swear to you, this is not just for content. This is not for a good laugh, because there's nothing funny about this. Several times I looked at the clock and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? It's only 9:34? It's only 10:14? It's only 10:28? I wanted this show to get over so badly. I don't know any show that you know of that you really enjoy, that you love the show. I don't know how many of those shows you actually want it to go by real fast because you're so nauseated by it. It is putting you in a sleep-induced coma. Because WWE Raw did that for BC last night. There were several moments. How sad is that? What has happened to this fucking show? I don't know. Or more sadly, I do know, and they don't want to fix it. I wanted this show to be over so badly last night. But for you guys, man, I wanted to do my notes. Now, you know what's sad, guys? On average, bare minimum, when I do pen to paper. When I do notes for you guys, I'm not one of these fucking 2023ers. I got my laptop. I'm typing away all my notes. No. I'm old school. I have a pen and my notepad, and I make sure that when I'm writing it, so I'm really thinking about every word I write for you guys, man. That's what makes me the best in this community. When I say I dissect pro wrestling, I dissect it. When I say everybody else watches pro wrestling while BC studies pro wrestling, I mean I'm studying that shit, and I'm writing it from pen to paper. And guys, on bare minimum, every hour gets at least 1 page of notes. Hour 1, always at least 1 page. Hour 2 gets a whole page. So bare minimum, I have 3 pages of notes. Now, I was live with you guys for hour 1. I get it. Do you understand that for hour 2 and hour 3, guys, it didn't even fill up a whole page of paper? The last 2 hours of Raw, I didn't even fill up 1 page. There was nothing to talk about. Hour 2 was non-existent. We're going to go over it. And hour 3 was just complete filler, because the company decided to literally give up last night. The company gave up. I've said they've done that in the past. People didn't want to believe it. Last night, you saw a full conglomerate company like World Wrestling Entertainment completely give up on their fans. They quit. They literally quit. Because what you saw, because of a championship game. Isn't it funny how BC said during the live stream, there's no more NFL on Monday nights. Next week will be 1 playoff game and that's it. But last night there was no NFL season games. And everybody goes, no, Beasley, hold on, man. There is an excuse. It's the championship game for college. And next month they're doing the high school championship game. And then it's going to be Valentine's Day. And then it's my grandmother's birthday. You'll always have an excuse. There'll be a fucking Major League Baseball Monday night game out of nowhere. My New York Knicks or anybody fucking playing in the NBA will be on a Monday night game out of nowhere, and that'll be competition. And it'll just be a repetitive. And before you know it, we're back to 5 more months of Monday Night Football. And you know what's sad, guys? I'm not saying it doesn't affect Monday Night Raw, but how the fuck... How we got to a point where wrestling fans use that as an excuse so easily. They're so fine with a filler show because basically they were never going to compete with the championship game, man. It's just a filler show. Hopefully things will be back to normal in 2 weeks because next week is a playoff game. We have a few weeks before Valentine's Day. I think basically we have a good month, man, where we could get some good television. You may not like him. I understand that. I've dragged this dude several times in several videos. I've body slammed this dude verbally. But Vince Russo went to bat for all of us back in the day. Vince McMahon went to bat for us in the Attitude Era. When they were taking on football, instead of cowering down, do you know what they did? First of all, they were fighting for their fucking life with Nitro. But both brands, Eric Bischoff and WCW, Vince Russo and Vince McMahon with WWE, you know what they did? They said, not only are we going to compete with football, we're going to knock it on its fucking ass, bruh. We're going to knock it on its fucking ass. And do you know what happened in the Attitude Era? Is there any older fans, older, not old, watch it, but older fans that remember the Attitude Era? BC was roughly teenage years. Does anybody remember what happened? We beat the fuck out of football. We beat the fuck out of football, bro. We crushed the ratings. We didn't just compete. We knocked motherfuckers on their ass. How easy today we just go like, and guys, I've been making content for over 5 years on this channel. It doesn't seem it. Time flies when you're having fun, but I've been creating content for over 5 years now. Started in 2016, had some issues. We really got off the ground in 2017 creating content. So I've seen it over the years. People are seriously so adamant that we all know that it's because of competition that Raw sucks. No, guys, leave it, let them be, man. Give them a mulligan. The NFL's on, man. It's a whole season. You can't compete with NFL. Basically, you can't compete with the NFL, man. Okay, so there's no NFL last night. No. Basically, it's college now, man. You can't compete with the college. No, basically, it's a playoffs for baseball, man. It's baseball playoffs. You can't compete with that. Basically, it's the Lakers and the Knicks. You can't compete with that. BC, it's Valentine's Day. BC, it's Halloween. BC, it's a presidential speech. BC, please give him a mulligan every fucking week. BC, please give them a mulligan, BC. And what do you want? Do you want fucking 20 weeks out of a 52-week calendar year to just have a no competition show? So only 20 weeks out of the year we hold them accountable? You competed back in the day. You fucking competed back in the day. How in 2023 we're just so easy to go, well, guys, I don't know when people were expecting, man. It's the natty game. It's a championship game. What do you expect? Them to pull out an A show? It's not going to happen. They know they can't compete, man. They know they can't compete, man. They can't compete, man. I can't believe what we've turned into in 2023. And I understand the world's going that way, back in the day, the 96 Olympics, I remember that fucking little gymnast team and Carrie Strug was about to win gold for her team, but she broke her ankle on her vault. You get 2 vaults. She broke her ankle. So it was right there. She has to decide, I can't go or else I might break my neck if I have a bad jump. But she said, no, the team is depending on me. Gold is on the line. I'm on the big stage of the Olympics. And Carrie Strug with a broken ankle made the second vault, stuck that shit before she crumbled to the ground. And her team won gold. And then the last Olympics, you see little Simone Biles, and she had a case of the twisties, so she knows she could land badly, maybe break her fucking neck. And she said, okay, well, there's gold on the line. I'm on the big stage, or I could just quit. Just quit. Because I ain't breaking no bones. And because we're all about fucking quitting these days and really taking care of oneself, she quit. And the team did not win gold. And, I don't try to act like I can jump 100 feet in the air and do 30 spins, And she's a sweetheart in real life. I get it. Much love to Simone Biles. But let's not act like that's not what happened. Right? She got caught up in her dome piece and she quit. My point is, back in the day, that wouldn't even be if you fucking go and you win gold. You clinch the fucking world by the balls, clutch it, grasp it, and you make that world your bitch. You may break shit in the process. You may break your fucking bones, but you will live to be stronger than ever before. You will have that gold medal in your case. You will have those stories of how you did not quit. You stood the fuck up in the test of time. And you fucking looked the devil in the eyes and smacked that motherfucker right in his face. And now what we do is we quit too easily. It's so easy just to say, yeah, I'm kind of caught up in my head right now. I'm just going to sit this one out, man. Good luck, everybody. It's a different world. And it's a world that BC is trying to adjust to. Trust me. Back in the day, man, playing my high school football years, all 4 years, we never had a lot of football players. You need at least 11 to be on offense and 11 to be on defense. Do you realize in my freshman year, we only had 11 total players? Do you know what that means, guys? When I was in high school, I had to play offense and defense nonstop no matter what bone was broke. My freshman year, I had to play 6 different positions. 6 different positions, whatever I was needed to at the moment. Do you realize I was playing with a broke ankle, a hip flexor, and a right elbow that went in and out because I dislocated it years before and fractured it at the same time? I was playing with many broken bones. Do you think I'd go back and change any of that? Hell fucking no. Oh, hell no. It made BC the badass son of a bitch you see today. It made BC amplified. It made me more powerful, more stronger than anybody I come across. What you do in life creates your path and makes you that son of a bitch. I just have this placement where we quit too easily today. And I understand taking care of your mental health is great, trust me. But sometimes taking care of your mental health means being the strongest person you can be and making the strong decisions, not just the weak ones. I promise you, you will thank yourself in the future. But here we are in 2023, and it's the easy way out. We just take the easy way out and we quit. And that's what 3 H's and Vince McMahon did. We fucking quit. Last night we quit because there's a natty game on. There's a championship game. And they didn't even bother producing a fucking show last night. Second hour was non-existent. We're going to go over that. Third hour, they filled it up with a turmoil match, guys. A tag team turmoil match. What the fuck? You can't just get creative and have a fun feud to get to the title match? You want to set up Judgment Day versus the Usos? That's awesome. Let's do it. Heels versus heels, but they don't know what they're doing anyway, so let's fucking do it. It's easy. You set it up like last week when Usos and the Bloodline jumped the barricade and they took over Raw, supposedly. You have them run through the fucking locker room backstage, and on their way out of the arena, after they did the D for Roman, they come across the Judgment Day that's trying to get into the arena. See, they took out the locker room. They did not take out Judgment Day. Judgment Day refuses to move. They're trying to get into the arena. You might want to fucking move or we're going to remove you. The Bloodline's looking at the Judgment Day like, you may want to move and let us go because you ain't getting in this building until you try to remove us. And we go to commercial. You come back and they're still at a standstill. You could have a few segments doing that, and then you go back and they just start brawling in the parking lot because nobody's moving for one another. Judgment Day doesn't want to let the Bloodline leave. Bloodline is not letting the Judgment Day enter the building, and we go to war, and that sets up a fucking title match. Goosebumps. You just get creative. Instead, we'll fill the entire third hour with a gimmick match because we don't want to compete with college football. So we're going to put a gimmick match for a full fucking hour with all of the tag teams that they have literally made irrelevant. From the Street Profits to Alpha Academy to Shelton and Cedric and anybody in between. We'll go over it. They have made them irrelevant. BC is not saying they're irrelevant just because I don't think they're special or don't get excited to see them. They, the company, has made them irrelevant. So what do? They put them in an hour-long main event to set up Judgment Day and the Usos when you could have just gotten creative. I just gave you guys a wonderful idea that would have gave you fucking goosebumps and would have been exciting. And now you need to see it. Which, by the way, let BC just say, before, and I'm not done fucking ranting on this in this cold open, and we'll get to the last 2 hours of this show, but Judgment Day versus the Bloodline is an interesting feud. Into the Royal Rumble and even after if you want. But I'm noticing there's a badass female on the Judgment Day in Rhea Ripley. Bloodline doesn't have one. I'm thinking Naomi. Why not? Naomi's coming back for the Rumble anyway. Why not have her intervene during this tag match? Right? Is the tag match even going to be at the Rumble? Knowing WWE, they'll try to pop a rating on Monday Night Raw. Right? They'll choose. That's the only time they'll try. They'll pop a fucking a match that should be at a pay-per-view. Try to get a cheap pop in the rating, so they don't have to show any more effort. Because the Usos and the Judgment Day should be at the Royal Rumble. And that's where Naomi should come back. Once Rhea Ripley is trying her shit on the Bloodline and Naomi comes out of nowhere and says, you ain't trying that shit with me, motherfucker. Naomi and Rhea Ripley. Because they need a female, obviously. If you're going to do this correctly, you're going to need a female. So I think Naomi would be the best case scenario. Set that up, bring her back the right way. And if you want to do something with Naomi and the Bloodline, I'm absolutely fine with that. But how quick we are to just put that filler match in the main event. How quick we are to just do that filler shit. 1 hour of all the tag teams that they purposely, literally made irrelevant. I was so bored. I just wanted the show to be over. I kept looking at the clock every 4 or 5 minutes thinking it went fast. It's like watching a pot of water boil. You ever watch, you're real hungry and you're boiling a pot of water and you shouldn't watch it because it ain't going to go anywhere. But you start watching it and sure enough, it's not going anywhere. Watching Monday Night Raw is like watching a pot of water boil. It just will not heat up. It won't boil. It won't get to the final fucking conclusion. It just keeps dragging and dragging and dragging. Watching Raw last night, we say this a lot, guys. Watching Raw last night was more than a chore. Watching Raw last night was downright nauseating. Watching Raw last night was one of the last things I would want to do on a Monday night. I would never want to wish that upon anybody. Like, if you're trying to torture somebody to say, watch Monday Night Raw, January 9th, 2023, that is beyond torture. And that is not right. Not even on your worst fucking enemy. That is wrong. Watching Monday Night Raw, January 9th, 2023 was absolute fucking torture. This show is absolutely rock fucking bottom when your own talent to try to get a pop, to try to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, to try to turn gold out of absolute shit dust. Kevin Owens had to fall asleep on the top of the turnbuckle to try to let everybody know that I didn't write this, man. This segment is not my idea. I feel so bad for KO that they brought him out there and put him in a fucking 22-minute snooze fest with boring Corbin when it led to nothing. And to try to save the segment, the poor guy has to fall asleep for 3 minutes on the top of the turnbuckle. How do you not feel bad for the talent? How do you not feel bad for Kevin Owens that they put him in these predicaments? Because Roman Reigns don't work Mondays, so Kevin Owens has to fucking sell that he's going to be going for the title somehow, so they put him with boring fucking Corbin. And then after the match, the Bloodline jumps him. And Owens beats up 3 motherfuckers, and they run away. How is that making the Bloodline look special or good? It made them look like fucking jokes. WWE just quit on us all. The championship game. It's a crazy concept, guys. What about all of the people that don't watch college football? Because there's a shit ton of people that don't give a fuck or didn't even know there was a college football game on. And what about if the score is lopsided? If you from top to bottom were already putting on a show that was not filler, if you were competing and trying to whoop some ass, you would have a show that people want to tune into. What if the score was lopsided and people tuned out because they want to be entertained by something? Which, by the way, the score was lopsided. It was like 114-3. Slight exaggeration. But it was completely lopsided after the first quarter. Fans were desperately trying to find something entertaining. And when they tuned the Raw, they tuned into a show where WWE Vince McMahon and Triple Paul Levesque H, 3 H's, 3 L's, lame, lackluster, loser, 3 H's and Vince McMahon quit on them. They didn't even bother to compete. The score was 65-7. You see that up in the chat. Thank you, Frag Dude 44. The score was 65-7. And if WWE just put together a good show, they could have capitalized. But you know what they did? They phoned it in. They phoned it in. They don't even try to compete anymore. How is that okay with anybody? And don't even try. Don't even try. This was a good show. Don't even try that shit, man. If you honestly liked it, eye of the beholder. Good for you. You should not be on channels like this. You should probably not be on the YouTube. Because you're probably going to come across an intelligent motherfucker who actually dissects pro wrestling and will tell you why this was absolute dog shit from top to bottom. But I'm sure there's kids out there. This was a good show. I don't know. He's so fucking negative. Why is he so mean all the time? This was a good show, man. This was good. You had an hour-long fucking match. It was like an Iron Man match. Not understanding it's a filler match with everybody that they have rendered useless and meaningless for fucking since the beginning of time, it seems. That's like watching the Brooklyn Brawler in your main event. Does anybody remember the Brooklyn Brawler? Barry Horowitz? Did you need to see the Shockmaster in your main event? You make Shelton Benjamin and Cedric fucking geeks since the Hurt Business ended. Now all of a sudden I'm supposed to care about him. And now everyone's getting excited for the Hurt Business. You guys know I loved the Hurt Business. I couldn't believe Vince broke them up. Here we are 2 years fucking later. And what? They've done nothing with Cedric and I'm supposed to forget that? And now because they're a group, I'm supposed to go, oh, fuck, Raw's back. Oh, shit, Raw's back, man. This is going to be so much fun. The Hurt Business is back. If they're not booked properly, it doesn't fucking matter. You can bring back the NWO in their prime. If you give them bad booking, it won't fucking matter. If you honestly don't put in an ounce of creativity and spend a dose of fucking energy, it wouldn't matter if the Hurt Business is back. Bobby Lashley will still be taking on Austin Theory and Seth Rollins for the next 3 fucking years. Shelton and Cedric will still be the cronies of Bobby Lashley. Just like the Usos are to Roman Reigns, they'll be the bitch boys getting beat up by everybody. And every Bobby Lashley storyline will have the bitch boys getting beat up. Damn, I'm good. Damn, I'm good at what I do. There is nobody like BC. I'm 10 fucking miles ahead of everybody else. And when it's all said and done, you know what, everybody, even the fucking idiots that say, oh, basically, you're wrong on this one, man, you're wrong. They always come back, and you know what they say? Basically, it's me, man. How you doing, man? You were right, basically. I haven't been on the channel for a minute, but everything you said was true, man. It's crazy. I didn't see it. I didn't see it before, basically, but you were right, man. I know. I don't need a fucking pat on the back. I just need you to understand everything I'm saying is for the betterment of this show, this product, this industry. I want pro wrestling to be better. I want pro wrestling to get a fucking pulse. I want it to have a pulse. I don't want to watch on Monday night, look at the clock and beg, plead that it gets over soon. How is this dragging? How is it only 10 o'clock? How is there another hour in this show? Because that's how BC watches this fucking show. And you guys, man, you know, if you're being fucking honest, you know I'm fucking right. You know everything I'm saying is not only truth, but I know a lot of you motherfuckers feel the same way when you watch this shit. Sir Charles, I appreciate that. Everything I am saying for all of us, and I am saying, hoping that one day soon a suit and tie will come across a vid like this and understand that we're trying to help. He's a loony one on YouTube. He's a crazy podcaster who yells about wrestling. He takes it so seriously. First of all, I'm an entertainer on YouTube, so you might want to think about why we turn the notch up to 10. That's right. It's pretty sad when BC is more entertaining than 90+% of the roster. But I guess that's just the case. And then you have to ask yourself, are my words accurate? Or am I just talking out of my ass? I think it's clear for the last 5+ years I've been creating content. Every one of my words that I spew out, they get attached right to the truth wall. And that shit does not come undone. That sticks to that truth wall because every word that I spit can only stick to the truth wall because I am dropping straight truth bombs. I am literally dropping truth bombs. And to the $150 of you guys, I know the tube is having issues over the last 24 hours with views and notifications, but I thank you guys for tuning into this cold open right from the jump. But to the $150 of you guys that smashed that up because you know that BC is coming from a pure place right now in these words, I thank you guys, man. Let's get that to 200 up and really show this company that what they are doing, what they are producing is absolute bullshit. They quit last night, guys. That's what happened. They aren't even trying to compete anymore. They're not trying to compete. And sadly, that's going to be most weeks. We joke about it, but it's the truth. 4 to 5 months of Monday Night Football. Now you have a playoff game or two every season. So next week will be a playoff game. So you have 5 months of NFL. You got the college football game. You got an NBA game, a Major League Baseball game. You got fucking holidays. You got the presidential speeches. You are always going to have a reason, half of the year at least, and people are going to be okay with it. No. You can't hold them accountable this week, BC. Holiday, man, holiday. No, BC, big game. BC, presidential speech, bro. No, BC, look, man, it was National Grandmother's Day, man. Basically, you got to understand what the Monday is, man. A lot of these weeks, they're not going to compete because they know they're going to get beat. You can't hold them accountable, BC. No, I can. I can hold them accountable because these are excuses. And because we've let them off the hook for so long, we finally got to a point like last night where Vince McMahon and 3H's, they finally just said, you know what? Why even bother to compete? Why even bother? And that's why you bother, because you never know what's going to happen. And last night's game, even for people that did tune into it, it was lopsided. And people probably tuned to Raw to be entertained. And when they saw that it was an hour-long fucking tag team turmoil match with a bunch of people that this company did not make relevant from the beginning of time, yeah, you're going to have one bored out of their dome piece fucking audience. And that's what we were collectively. Bored out of our fucking dome pieces. And what was on the line at the end? A tag team opportunity. Do you realize how fucking stupid this company is? This company is so bad, so horribly bad, they don't even think about their own storylines. They just had Kevin Owens go for a tag title a few weeks ago with Elias. They had Drew and Sheamus get a tag team fucking championship match recently. You just get tag title opportunities left and right, but we have to have an hour-long turmoil match to decide number one contenders? It makes no fucking sense. Do you realize they had Austin Theory last night say that his desire is to win the Royal Rumble so that he can go on and take on Roman at WrestleMania and win the championship? Do you realize that it was him? Austin told us during the repackage that he wants no part of Roman Reigns. There's no way he's going to beat Roman Reigns right now. There's no fucking way. So he went for a mid-card title during an open challenge like a fucking absolute fruitcake idiot, and he lost. And now all of a sudden he wants to jump through 29 hoops, 29 obstacles, win the Rumble, wait 2 more months to finally take on Roman, and an opportunity that was already literally in his hands. It was in his hands. And there's people that are going, I don't mind it, Baisley. Don't worry, man. I know the story doesn't make sense, and it's stupid, and they fucked up, they botched the writing. But Baisley, it's at least he's repackaged. He's not repackaged. I'm seeing the same fucking guy. How many times do I say this on this channel? He put the phone down. It's the same fucking Theory. Rollins comes out, he talks shit. Theory does nothing about it. Lashley comes out, spears him out of his fucking Jordans. What do you mean this is a repackage? And I want the best for Theory. This is just Vince saying push him by any means necessary. The guy looks like a fucking clown. The writing that they're giving him made him more embarrassing. Now all of a sudden, I'm not Roman now, and I'm going to go through more obstacles when I had the fucking briefcase in my fucking hands and I didn't want to wait. I just wanted to spend it on a U.S. Open Challenge on a fluke moment. It makes everything look so bad, including the company as a whole. It destroyed Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank looks like a fucking geek show. I can't even believe we were live during that, guys. I was live last night during that segment with Austin Theory when he said, I want to win the Rumble and take on Roman. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It's like this company doesn't even remember what they wrote, or B, they don't even care. They're like, most of the fans are going to forget anyway. Most of the fans are not going to give a fuck. The loud guy on his podcast, that BC guy, he'll scream about it, but everyone else will just love it. I couldn't believe what I was hearing last night with that whole Austin Theory shit. The only fun part for BC was seeing Uncle Dallas, Uncle Howdy come out, and Alexa Bliss. This was the first time that we saw Alexa and Howdy almost face-to-face, right? Alexa's up on the commentary table. Howdy's at the top of the ramp. Now, I understand. For people that just don't like Alexa Bliss, or you just don't like long-term storytelling, you're going to hate this no matter what, supposedly, but this is going to take a while, and I love it, man. Even if you don't like it, you were talking about this. You were talking about, when are we going to find out who it is? When are they going to advance the story quickly? You have so many questions. It's because deep down, you know this is a legit storyline. It's just not going at your pace. You can call it shit all you want, but you're still asking about it. You're still talking about this one storyline out of 3 hours. 3 hours. So you don't have to like it. Sucks for you. BC, this Alexa Bliss, Uncle Dallas, Uncle Howdy, Bray Wyatt shit, I am fucking loving it. And would I like to see a little bit more last night? No question, but not too much more. I told you guys live, because we were live for that segment. I said, I have them stop right at the ramp. There's nothing more you need to do, man. Right there is the first indication that Howdy has now set his eyes on Alexa. We now know that confirmed, right? We already saw the fucking the weird shit on the Tron in the last several weeks. But now we know, man, he came out to stare directly at Alexa. And Alexa said, I don't apologize for anything I did to Bianca. It feels lately like I have the whole world in my hands. It feels like I've been fucking reborn, basically. And she's looking at Howdy like, I ain't running from you, motherfucker. Bro, I loved it. A little bit more? Okay. But not that much more. That's all you needed last night. This is what you call in the business long-term storytelling. And unfortunately, fans today don't want that. Or you have people that go, I want long-term storytelling. They preach it, but they don't know what it means. And when they get it, they shit on it. I want long-term storytelling. This isn't happening fast enough, and it's not to my liking. Can we just get rid of it as a whole? I'm sorry, you want to get rid of the top-rated segment the last fucking several months that Bray Wyatt has come back, aside from John Cena. Bray Wyatt is at the top of the list for the views on the tube afterwards. It's all Bray Wyatt and Alexa. And because you don't like it, you want it off the air. The one thing that's working on this show, the one thing that makes you ask these questions, the one thing that is intriguing you, even though you claim it's shit, is what you want off the air. And then they go, this is what's killing Monday Night Raw. Do you realize the whole fucking segment was maybe 3 to 4 minutes? I'm sorry, one of the shortest segments is the one you're shitting on the most, but you claimed it's not doing it for you. You claimed it's ruining Raw. How the fuck do you fathom that? Clearly, it's not on long enough for you to even give a fuck to complain about it. But no, they complain because they're not getting the answers fast enough, because we live in a world where it's instant gratification, folks. I'm not getting the answers soon enough. I want to find out who Howdy is now. I don't want to wait till the Royal Rumble, man. I'm going to throw my temper tantrum now. And if this doesn't happen fast, I'm going to throw my fit. Most of these people don't even like Alexa anyway. Everything Alexa does, they're going to shit on anyway. I understand that, right? I'm not saying she's the most immaculate wrestler. I dragged her several times in the first several years that she was winning all those titles because I don't think it was justified. But when she went with Bray, I said, you know what? She's nailing it, man. She's hitting grand slams. She nailed the character. She's playing her role beautifully. And I had to give her the credit because she was earning it. You have people in this community that just don't like Alexa, or they like Bray for a few months when he returns, and then they just go, I don't like Supernatural anymore. It's not fun. It's hokey pokey. Well, sucks for you. BC, this is the story that I'm clutching onto right now, man. This is the funnest story right now. That and Dominic last night. The Dominic Mysterio shit has been ultra hilarious the past several weeks because Dominic has been serving hard time. And now he's finally opening up and telling his prison stories. So, the Dominic and Alexa Bliss, Howdy, Bray Wyatt shit. Guys, if not for that, I don't even know if I would have 1 page of notes, which is all that Raw produced last night. I only have 1 fucking page. Usually I have a bare minimum of 3. I wouldn't even have a page if it wasn't for those 2 segments, because the whole fucking show would put us in a sleep-induced coma. Deep breath. Let's get a swig of coffee or whatever beverage you have, guys. That was your cold open. What did it tell you? That was your 45-minute cold open of BC ranting. BC ranting for 45 straight minutes. But it needed to happen. I'm on my 6th coffee, by the way, guys. I started at 4:04 a.m. And this is my 6th one. It's only, noon? Maybe 1 o'clock Eastern time. So, yeah, I'm pretty amplified. But that's your cold open. I'm going to get to hour number 2 and hour 3 now. It's going to go quick, guys. The cold open is probably going to be longer than the review because nothing happened in the second hour, and the third hour was complete filler. In the first hour, I was live with you guys last night. Again, it may not seem it because the tube had issues last night, streaming and with the views. Still this morning, there's an issue with views, so you're going to see that across the board with other people that you watch. You're going to seem like it's a little off. Across the board, the tube has issues. And this morning, notifications were not sent out to at least, I'm guessing, 60% of my unit. So most of you guys are going to catch this afterwards, I understand. Still, make sure you smash that up for BC. Help the algorithm as much as possible, even though the tube is dealing with a bug right now. But we were live last night, whether it seems it or not. My gold members, man. It was a gold members only live stream. But today is all even my non-gold. My red team is also up in this bitch. And I see all you guys up in that chat, man. What's up, everybody? Thank you for listening to that 45-minute cold open. I appreciate every single one of you guys, man. What's up, everybody? I see you guys, man. JR9's up in here, man. JR9, thank you, but no, you know, bro, thank you, JR9. You know that, bro. Right-hand man on the channel. And guys, I'll get the super chats in a little bit too. If you don't mind, because that cold open was so long, I'd like to get right into the review and tell you guys exactly what I mean when I say this show was that fucking horrible. So, let's get right into it. Again, hour 1 I'm not reviewing because we did that live yesterday. Even though the tube had issues, that live stream is still on the channel if you want to go back and watch BC's live reaction. Hour number 2 starts with Rhea Ripley just beating Candice LeRae. No story, guys. No story at all for Candice LeRae, right? You think like something happens afterwards. Okay, she took the L, but there's something afterwards. There was no reasoning. This was just a basic jobber match just to show Rhea Ripley is a force. Guys, here's my issue. This is why jobber matches traditionally need to be back. Why not just have somebody in there that can just take a fucking beating and take a fucking L to Rhea Ripley, right? Just put fucking douchebag Deborah in there, right? Local talent, coming down the aisle, douchebag Deborah, and douchebag Deborah just gets put a fucking handicap match, right? Douchebag Deborah and trash bag Teresa. Right? And trash bag Teresa gets fucking powerbombed 4 fucking times, riptide 10 times. They get annihilated in 2.5 minutes. And everybody knows that Rhea Ripley is a force. Why take a talent that just came back? And why have her just beat in a jobber match? Because Candice LeRae just got back and she's 50-50 booked when she's used. Most of the time, she's not even used. Then why the fuck did you bring her back? Why even bring Candice LeRae back? What is she bringing to the table other than maybe that was in the deal for Johnny Gargano? I'll come back if my wife comes with me. That's no shade to Candice LeRae. I know she can go, but how she's booked doesn't justify why bring her back. I'm not understanding why this would even be done. Why not just put a couple of females in there that Rhea Ripley fucking squashes? Ron C23, everybody, salute a new gold card member. Ron C23, and I believe what that means, Ron C23. What that means, guys, before I keep talking about Rhea Ripley. Not that there's that much to talk about, trust me. But what that means, let me just make sure that this is accurate. We are 4 away from 100 channel members, and I just started this thing last week, guys. I just started channel memberships last week, and we are about to hit 100 channel members. We are 4 away. Eric Newton has just become gold. Eric Newton, salute. We are now 3 members away from 100 in a week. So Ron C., 23. Eric Newton, welcome to gold status. We are now 3 away, guys, and we will hit 100 most likely this week. So salute to all of you guys, man. My gold card. I fucking just astonishing, dude. I shouldn't be shocked, though. My unit is the best crowd you're going to get in the whole wrestling community. In the entire wrestling community, this is the best fucking place for wrestling fans, man. And I salute you guys so much. From my red team, go! Straight to my gold unit, go! You guys fucking rock. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you. Had to send out that fucking love and respect, man. We are 3 away from 100. So fucking awesome. So Rhea Ripley defeats Candice LeRae. Nothing more to say about it, man. Absolute bullshit. Put 2 jobbers in there and just do the deed. Rhea does not have to be another superstar. Nothing is going to happen about that, bro. Nothing is going to come from that. Right back to you, Dr. Smooth Dude. Appreciate you guys right back. Solo Sikoa then defeats Dolph Ziggler. Just a straight Dolph is a jobber reminder match. Guys, this was just a Dolph is a jobber reminder match for Solo Sikoa. And Dolph Ziggler just loses to Solo. Of course that should happen, but I said this in hour 1. Why are we doing this match? You know what happened, guys, sadly? It's gotten stale with Dolph Ziggler. Everything Dolph does is actually captivating, if you've noticed. This guy will be gone for 6 months. He'll come back and he just... Something about what he's involved in, you kind of connect to Dolph Ziggler. I mean, he went to NXT a few months ago. Maybe it was several months ago. And he did this cool thing with Braun Breaker and everybody. And I got to tell you, man, it was so it was better than anything on the main roster at the time. Everything Dolph Ziggler does, even when he's gone, and you know it's not going to lead to anything. You know it's just a reminder that Dolph is a jobber when the match is over. But everything Dolph does, it's just like fucking JR9, February to April. Thank you, JR9. So that was February to April. So that was a while back. My bad. It was incredible. I mean, he reminded a lot of people why Dolph Ziggler is so good and why he should have been booked better all these years. So even when he comes back after a while, there's this connection. I mean, whatever he's in is just fun. His matches are always so good. But what happened, guys, is last night I realized something, and it's so sad that this finally happened. BC was just like, man, I have no feeling or emotion to this. And it was at that moment that I realized that Dolph has become stale to BC, and that's so sad, bro. Because I don't know if there's any coming back from that now. They have ruined Dolph Ziggler for BC. And this has been years in the making. That tells you how good Dolph Ziggler is. That this booking has been his for years, and BC was still connected to this. I mean, there was still something so special when he was in the ring or in a promo. A sense of realism and believability, and he brings everything he does to life. So that tells you something that it took this many years, man. Dolph Ziggler is that fucking good, and he should have been booked so better, guys. And last night, that was it. I had no connection to that match. And I like Solo Sikoa, by the way. This match just had me totally just zoned out. Like, why are we seeing this on a January 9th Monday Night Raw in 2023? Like, what is this doing, man? We know this is a jobber match for Dolph. I mean, to be jobbed out again. I didn't understand what we were doing. Just like Rhea Ripley, I'd rather you just put in a couple of fuckwads from the local indie shows, right? Down at the local bingo hall. Pick up fuckwad Fred and dipshit Dugenheimer. Put him in there with Solo and let him get destroyed and pinned. And that was hour 1, guys. We had a Cody Rhodes video package. We had a Munchkin beatdown. Mia Yim, who is now going literally by Munchkin now. She gets beat down by Damage Control. The Hurt Business got a tease, right? MVP's like, if you want to ever create the Hurt Business again, you know my business card. And Bobby's like, we're cool, but not right now. How are you cool? Do you remember what MVP did to you with Omos? And Bobby's like, we're cool, man. I'm not going to forget what you did, but we're cool. I just want to be by myself right now. So what? Hurt Business gets together, and what? You're still going to get shitty booking, guys. I don't know why everyone's so excited. I loved the Hurt Business. I was pissed off that they got dismantled too early. But the way they've been booked ever since, now because they're a unit, I'm supposed to believe that Cedric and Shelton will still not be booked like the bitches of Bobby Lashley? Every time Bobby has a feud, you know Cedric and Shelton will be fed to the opponent, and that'll lead to the fucking match eventually. It's the same rinse and repeat booking for WWE. It's the same type of redundancy. So no, forgive me if I'm not that excited about the Hurt Business getting back together, but basically you used to love the Hurt Business. I did. I don't see how going back 3 years is going to create better television right now unless you're going to give them proper booking. Then I'll support. Because I love Bobby Lashley, and I think Cedric and Shelton, if you're going to have them in the company, do something with them. If not, give them their future endeavors so they can have a memorable last several years in their career. For Shelton anyway. Cedric's a little younger. But aside from all those stupid little backstage segments, guys, we only had two things in the second hour. Rhea Ripley defeats Candice LeRae in a straight jobber match, and Solo Sikoa beats Jobber Ziggler. That was hour two. I'm not missing anything. That was hour two, guys. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, same shit, different week, BC. No question. So, guys, I told you earlier in the cold open that usually when I do this, again, I don't do a laptop. I'm not typing away when I do my notes. I put pen to paper. So I'm really giving you guys my best thoughts, man, because I'm writing them down. And psychologically, when you write things down, it's more meaningful to your dome piece, upfront conscious, man, and subconsciously. But when you're actually writing and reading the words you're writing, it does something to the psyche. So I like to write my notes down. And usually, bare minimum, every hour gets one full page of writing. Last night, guys, hour two didn't even fill up 1/4 of a page. Not even 1/4. I filled up maybe 7 lines. And then I found out that hour three was just going to be one match. A gimmick match. A fucking gimmick match. Tag team turmoil. A bunch of teams that WWE has rendered useless and meaningless forever. And now they're going to be in our main event because all of a sudden it matters because they don't want to spend an ounce of creativity or spend an ounce of energy getting creative. So they just put all the teams into one match to fill up an hour so they don't get their asses whooped by what? College football? I told you guys earlier, you can shit on this guy all you want, but Vince Russo made it a point to not just compete back in the Attitude Era, but he wanted to beat NFL football. He wanted to beat football. People called him insane. They said, dude, you're fucking stupid. You're not beating football. I appreciate you want to compete, and you should be. You know what Vince Russo did with McMahon and everybody? But Russo had off-the-wall type crazy shit that worked in the Attitude Era. Some straight Jerry Springer type shit that people laughed at or said, no way is that going to work, and it worked. All it needed was Vince's approval. And you know what they did? They defeated NFL football, guys. They beat the shit out of football. And now in 2023, it's not just the NFL. It's college football, man. Anytime there's an excuse to be given, we ride that shit. We ride that excuse. Basically, you can't rip this show apart. You can't talk about a low rating for this show, basically. College championship, basically. It's always something. It is always something. For the last 5 months, it was the NFL. Monday Night Football games that completely sucked. But we have to use that excuse. College championship, holidays, presidential speeches, your grandmother's fucking colonoscopy. Who the fuck knows? But everything has an excuse. Hour number 3 started with tag team fucking turmoil. Tag team turmoil. And to set that up, we had a 5-minute Miz TV, first of all, guys. So it wasn't the whole first hour. Miz TV set the matchup, right? Dominic Mysterio is the guest. And he's got, Miz says, I see you brought your whole crew. I thought it was only going to be you and your mommy. You and your mommy, of course, talk about Rhea. He says, I only set up 2 chairs. But fucking Damian Priest and Finn Balor were standing behind Rhea and Dominic. And Rhea Ripley, can I just say, bro, that outfit she's wearing Rhea Ripley, wow. Who the fuck is real life? Who's fucking, literally fucking, who's dating her? Murphy? Matthews? Buddy Matthews from, fucking, where is he now? AEW, House of Black. He was Buddy Murphy in WWE. He's dating Rhea Ripley in real life. Man, much props. I got to give him some respect because Rhea Ripley is, that's got to be a grand time. I mean, Rhea Ripley is, I never really looked at her that way, to be honest. She's just a fucking dominant beast to BC. But now she's a sexy fucking dominant beast. I'm still not putting her, by the way, guys. Everyone wants to compare her to China. Please don't do that. China is in a league of her own. Unless you really were around for the China days, you don't understand how China was another level. And that's not a diss to Rhea. Rhea is looking fucking badass. Rhea is looking sexy. Rhea is another level. But China is just a level that I don't think we're ever going to see touched. And it was just a different time. I don't think that level can ever be touched. But China was her own. Joni Laura was her own fucking person, man. And her own dominance. Her own beast. But Rhea Ripley, man. Damn. That was looking like... I mean, BC woke up a little bit when I saw Rhea Ripley, bro. So anyway, he says, I didn't know it was going to be the old crew. I thought it was just going to be you and your mommy. Dominic responds, and I quote, "One thing I learned in prison is always ride with your crew." So Dominic then, Miz then asked, "What else did you learn in prison?" Dominic says, "Snitches get stitches." Dominic then tells a Selly story about how his cellmate wanted to test him. So he got up and he punched him in the face and he showed everybody that he's not to be messed with. Miz then says, "My sources say that you were only in jail for a couple of hours. You never even went to prison. You were just in jail, which is like a little lockup before you go to prison. And you were only even in jail for a couple of hours." So Judgment Day gets upset. Miz runs off. And Gallows and Anderson make their entrance for the main event. So the entire third hour, again, was for a pointless turmoil gimmick. I would have rather you just give me an hour of Dominic telling us about his prison stories. Because that would have been more entertaining. Honestly, man, I was fucking at least laughing at what Dominic was saying. Alexa Bliss and Uncle Howdy and Dominic Mysterio was the only good parts of Raw last night. And Kevin Owens speaking for all of us and putting his head into that turnbuckle to take a nap. Kevin Owens spoke for all of us when he said this shit is even putting the talent to sleep. So for everybody that said, BC's so negative and he's so mean and he rips the shows apart unnecessarily. No, even the talent feels like they have to do this to keep fans engaged. They have to fall asleep because they know the talent out there cutting promos is putting everybody else to sleep. Kevin Owens, Alexa Bliss, and Howdy, we think is Bo Dallas, and Dominic Mysterio. Without them last night, I probably would have already been sleeping and you wouldn't even be getting this review right now. Legit. The tag team turmoil match, Anderson and Gallows versus Balor and Priest start us off. Balor pins Anderson via the awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating Fruit Roll-Up. Fruit Roll-Up, guys. JR9, you were on your fucking workload last night, JR9 Gaming. I think there was like 3 or 4 roll-ups last night when it was all said and done, bro. Balor pins Anderson via a roll-up. Judgment Day then defeats Cedric and Shelton. Balor hits the coup de grace on Cedric for the win. Judgment Day then defeats Alpha Academy. Priest just clotheslines Otis for the pin and the W. Balor wins. No, Balor got squashed. It was Priest that pinned Otis off of the clothesline. What am I talking about? Balor was squashed by Otis beforehand, so Balor can no longer compete. Adam Pearce allows Dominic to continue in his place. So this sets up the final match, Judgment Day and the Street Profits. Judgment Day defeats the Street Profits. Dominic defeats Montez via the awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating. Hold on, guys. You guys are already throwing up your fruit. I ain't even done yet. Save your fruit that you just got from the local market before you throw it at the screen. Hold on, guys. Are you ready for this? Judgment Day defeats the Street... I can fucking speak. I'm going to try this again. Judgment Day defeats the Street Profits after Dominic defeats Montez via the awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating roll-up. They don't even realize they did the same finish twice in one match. 2 roll-ups. And they don't even realize that they just had a roll-up an hour beforehand with the ladies. I blinked live, by the way. I was live when that roll-up happened to Munchkins. And fucking I blinked and you guys told me it was a roll-up. Yeah, now you can throw your fruit at the screen, everybody. Throw your fruit at fucking Schnoz McGee, 3 H's. Throw your fruit at fucking Vince McEgomaniac. Yeah, there you go, chat. Throw your fucking fruit. Every piece of fruit that you purchased at the market this week, throw it at the screen. They need to know that this fruitiness ain't gonna fucking fly, bro. And that this is the type of shit that is ruining your program for 10 years now. Throw all your Fury, man. You went shopping last night. Fury got everything up in there, bro. Eric Decker, man. Throwing the pineapples even. Those things have fucking pointy parts, bro. You're gonna hurt somebody with the pineapples. There you go. A lot of kiwis up in here, man. You guys getting the kiwis, man. Well, guess what? I hope you don't like them because you're throwing that shit at the screen. Throw it right at Schnoz McGee. Ice Jones, what was it? Was it a rough week at work, pay-wise, man? What'd you only get a few grapes? Ice Jones, you must be in New York, bro. Ice Jones must be in New York. My New Yorkers, you know how we shop. There's no way to really shop. Right? There's not really like carriages and shit. You got to walk to your next block. You ain't fucking getting in the fucking cars and shit. You're not ordering fucking Ubers to go shopping. You go with little bags. It used to be little plastic bags. Now it's little paper bags. And you shop a little bit at a time. My New Yorkers know what I'm talking about. You can go to the market like 6 times a week. Almost every day because you're picking up a few items at a time. Because it's New York City. You basically walk around the grid. Too funny. But a lot of you guys are outside the city and you guys did a lot of fucking shopping. Yeah, my New Yorkers know how we shop, man. We only get a few things at a time. We'll be back tomorrow, Doug. Right? The cashier's like, see you tomorrow, Beasley. Too funny. You guys are the best, man. So even though we laugh, and there's a lot of fruit being thrown at the screen right now. A lot of fruit, man. JR9, what was the final count? Was it 3 or 4 on the roll-ups last night? Three on the roll-ups. Thank you, JR9. 3 roll-ups in one show. I mean, how is that even... Does nobody understand that's not... When it's all said and done, how is that okay? With the... I mean, you have agents for a match, guys. They have to talk to one another. You can't just have 3 of the same finish. I mean, back in the day, I could never imagine Jake Roberts' fucking 3 separate matches having DDT finishes. First of all, Jake Roberts would be pissed. And I love the DDT, especially back in the day when it meant something. I couldn't imagine, 3 tombstone pile drivers beating anyone. 3 Batista bombs in 3 separate matches for people that are not even Batista. I can't imagine 3 roll-ups. That's not acceptable, man. That's not fun for your audience. That may seem like I'm nitpicking, guys. I'm trying to give you 1,000 reasons why if you put all of these things together, this show had Kevin Owens face first in the turnbuckle sleeping while he's live on the air. I'm giving you guys a bunch of reasons, and when you put it all together, this is why Monday Night Raw completely fucking sucks. That was it. Oh, I can't even believe this. That's it. I just went through the whole review. My cold open was 45 minutes. My review was less than 25 minutes. But that's it. I only had one pay because nothing happened. Hour number 1, Rhea Ripley defeats Candice. Or hour number 2. Hour 1, I was live with you guys. I didn't review that here. Hour 2, Rhea Ripley beats Candice LeRae. Solo Sikoa beats Dolph Ziggler. 2 basic jobber matches. And that was it. a bunch of literal filler, and we were right into hour 3, where we have an hour-long gimmick turmoil match. The company just didn't even, not only did they not care, they couldn't even be bothered with a show last night. They couldn't even be bothered last night. WWE just quit on their fans last night. January 9th, 2023. Remember this, guys. January 9th, 2023. This was the Raw where they just quit. They quit. They gave up. They said, we can't do anything right now. HRD did this several weeks ago for the Christmas show when they literally had a review show. They put like a fucking best of show. Because it's a holiday and he might get his ass whooped, so he tried to save face. Never have they done that, man. They put 2 shows. On that same night, there was 2 separate shows. Madison Square Garden, I believe Columbus, Ohio, I want to say. So it's not like he just wanted, he tried to do something nice and have everybody be home with their family for an extra day or 2. No, they had 2 separate crews. Over 150 talent and crew was out in the world having to work. You want to put together a USA Network show, you could have the Skeleton Crew, it's called, and just have 20 to 25 other people, and you could have had a live show. This wasn't because H wanted to have people spend time with their family. No! He had over 150 people working that night. He didn't want to get his fucking ass slaughtered in the ratings. Last night, he's resting on a championship game. He didn't want to give you any fucking creativity, just like fucking VKM. What happens? This is like a bad fucking dad joke. What happens when you get VKM and 3 H's together? You get dog shit. Dog shit. The logo at the top of Stanford's headquarters should be removed, that WWE logo, and just put dog shit right there. Just put a fucking pile of shit as the new WWE logo. SmackDown has been carrying this product for fucking years now. SmackDown is eventually, their back is going to break because it's going to be too much weight to carry the load. SmackDown just lost 400,000 viewers. 400,000 viewers. John Cena. Okay, you brought back John Cena for the pop. Did it do anything? No. You know what you did? You just lost 400,000 fucking viewers, guys. 400,000 viewers. It went right back to a 22.5. 2.25 is what we call it. 2.25. From a 2.6 plus. Okay? So now you went under your 2.3. I mean, now you're starting to see slightly, but you're starting to see SmackDown start to regress a little bit. How much longer can you ask the Blue brand to fucking keep this going? Eventually, the Blue brand is going to say, we need help. Sadly, guys, that's the show. I have no other notes. So I thank every single one of you for tuning in. I don't have anything. I mean, luckily, thankfully, we can stick around a little bit longer because there were some super chats. So BC can stick around a little bit and shoot the shit with my amplified unit. So I'm not taking off yet. But if you came just for the review, I have nothing else to give you. I mean, that's how fucking bad this was. I don't even. By the way, man, 250 plus on the ups. We're about to go to 300 live. I really appreciate that because, as I said, the tube is having issues. They're even saying it on their social media. YouTube is sending out a message saying we're having viewership. We're having notification issues. So I know most of you guys are going to catch this after the fact. And I know I only gave you 21 minutes of notice before we went live this morning. But for you guys to be headed toward 300 live and for you guys to be so fucking electric in the chat, this has been fun still, even though it's been a sad show to have to review. You guys made it fun for over an hour, and I'm going to stick around a little bit more, guys. D-Rone, thank you, man. Dope review, BC. I appreciate that, man. Malachi, spectacular review, BC. I appreciate it. Jer9, great review, babe. Man, I appreciate that, guys. I really do. Because honestly, I don't look for the pat on the back. I'm trying to just give a pulse to this show. I really am trying, guys. Now, I'm not doing this for fucking accolades, I assure you. I've been screaming for 5 years making content on this channel. And to have a night like last night, there's no There's no more bullshitting. And I just wish that everybody was more honest. You know what I mean? Like, if you truly enjoyed this show, I don't know what to tell you. Then that's in the eye of the beholder. There's nothing BC can do for you. And this is probably not the channel, sadly, for you. I would have loved to have you, but have you on the channel and as a red team member or gold team even. But if you truly enjoyed this show top to bottom, then I think we're just on different wavelengths. And I don't think you understand where I'm coming from and how it's coming from a pure place where I want wrestling to be as good as it can be. And I think you're resting on your on just bare minimum and below average status. I really do. I think your bar is so low that you honestly believe this is either really good or good enough. And it's not even close to good enough. A show like last night is absolutely horrific. And that I'm not even being over exaggeratory. I'm not being over dramatic. I'm not even being over amplified. Truthfully, guys. Truthfully, and gold members, put the truth bombs right now in the chat, man. This is the one time I'm gonna ask you to put them up because I want everybody who agrees right now, truth bomb this, because we are in a place right now where a show like last night is unacceptable 18 days away from the start of WrestleMania season, where you don't even compete with college football because you might get your ass whooped. So you don't even bother competing. I appreciate that in the chat for my gold card members, man. I appreciate that. I want to fill that chat up with fucking truth bombs because it's time they understand that what we got last night is fucking horrendous to a whole new level where your own talent is falling asleep on the ring ropes. Kevin Owens is falling asleep. He was just having fun, Beasley. Yeah, do you know why he felt the need he had to do that? He knew that fans were going to shit on this because he was being bored by 3.5 minutes of boring Corbin speaking. So he said the only thing we can do is let me make this as fun as possible. Let me sleep like everybody else wants to right now. The fact that your own talent has to do that just to save face, I feel bad for Kevin Owens. And I thank Kevin Owens for speaking for all of us. You guys are thanking BC for speaking for the wrestling world. I'm thanking Kevin Owens, and hopefully together we can all come together. My amplified unit, BC, Kevin Owens, I hope we can all come together, the people in those locker rooms, and say, hey, wait a second, we can be better than this. This is an average show at best, and WWE Raw is way below, by the way. They've hit rock bottom 18 million fucking times. But what we saw last night, I'll say this for the third time in this review. Last night, I looked at the clock several times, and I could not believe that it was not fucking 11 yet, p.m. Eastern time. I couldn't believe that we still had show left. I wanted the show over. I do not remember a time where I looked at the clock that many times and said, please get this over with. I am so bored right now. I just want to get up. I want to get my fucking dumbbells. I just want to start fucking pumping maybe some 40s and 50s before fucking I go and do other business. I just wanted to just put the notepad down and just get away from this show. And it just wouldn't end. And it was all filler. We should not be watching Monday Night Raw, waiting and hoping that it ends sooner rather than later. This was just fucking bad, bro. This was absolutely bad. Sir Charles, actually, I'm not going to pump my own ego here. I warm up with 35s. Sometimes 25s if I'm just doing straight delt warm-ups, and then I'll work my way up. But I'll lower my ego, man. I would like to warm up with 35s. I'm bare minimum, man. I like to really get the blood going, and then I start going, man. But yeah, I'm not going to pump my own ego, man. I would love to say I start with 50s, but no. And it's not healthy either to do that. Don't forget, I fractured my elbow, so I got to make sure I ease into it, bro. But don't forget, I superset shit. I don't just do single motion, so I superset. So I can't just start off with 40s and 50s anyway. I'll just be asking for trouble with my joints later in the future. And anybody who works out, man, that's a huge tip. Don't feel like when you get in the gym that you got to act like you're Superman in front of everybody, all right? Relax. And if you want to be the best to your body and get the best results, warm up with lighter weights. It's okay. Work your way up, man. Don't just go into the gym, pump your chest out, and start hitting 50s. as a warm-up. Stop, guys. You're just going to hurt your body in the future, and you're going to come back to BC when you're in your fucking 40s probably and be like, yep, my joints are busted, BC. You were right. Well, that's because you didn't warm up properly. So I know, trust me, when I started really working out, I'd go into the gym and be like, what are you looking at? I'll try warming up with hundreds and shit. I'm like, oh, man. Eric Leno, I appreciate that, Eric. I really do, man. Yeah, D-Money, I started with the 10s way. Of course, bro. Start light, work up. It's okay. Do supersets, motion your shit, man. Go right from a fucking bicep curl into a shootout for your delts. You know, before you even put the weights down. Oh, boom. Work the fucking try. Superset every fucking muscle all at once. Your delt, your fucking bicep, your tricep, everything should be worked in one fucking, one whole fucking set. Don't even put the weights down, you know, and you can only do that sometimes with lighter weights. But your muscles, man, you're going to see the fucking change. You're going to see that shit, man. So, anyway, this is not a fucking, this is not a workout video, guys. I'm just, I don't know what brought me up to that. Oh, yeah, that was me saying I just wanted to just work out for 20 minutes before I had to do other business, and this show would not get over last night. It just wouldn't. The show was so boring, and that thumbnail that I put out there for you guys, man, that thumbnail is everything. What Kevin Owens did last night, he spoke for all of us. And I have to give a round of applause to Kevin fucking Owens, man. Kevin Steen! For you old-timers out there, man. Salute to Owens! I wish more wrestlers would just come out live on television and just do shit like that. You know, let the people backstage know that this shit sucks. This shit is boring. While he talks, I'm going to be taking a fucking nap over here in the corner. Appreciate all you guys, man. Let me go over to my supers, you know, and again, to the new channel members, much love and respect. We are 3 channel members away from 100, man. How cool is that? So badass. We just started that last week, channel memberships. You guys just absolutely fucking smoked that shit. The first super chat came in was Christopher Blackshear, $1.99. I didn't watch the dumpster fire last night. You saved yourself, bro. Christopher, I hope you didn't watch the game either, because that was so lopsided. I think somebody told me 65 to 7. So the game sucked so bad. People tuned over to Raw hoping it was going to be a good show, and what they didn't know is that WWE had already phoned it in. They've already quit. They didn't even bother to compete. So they literally didn't produce a good show. So I do not expect, even though the NFL was not on last night, it was just a lopsided college football game where a shit ton of people tuned out. I still don't know if WWE was able to do enough to get a 2.0 even though the NFL was not on. I wouldn't doubt that this pathetic show got a 1.7, 1.8, to be honest, tops. I wouldn't doubt it. JR9 Gaming 2-spot. There's only been 3 2023 shows and already 5 roll-ups. JR9, I was thinking that last night we were done being live and I saw the 2 more in the main event and I was like, wait, we already saw one earlier in the night. That's 3 in one fucking show. And I was like, I forgot already how many were in the last couple of shows for 2023, but I'm sure JR9's got it on lockdown. Thank you for that, bro. 5 already. There's only been 3 shows, guys. 5 matches have already been determined by the roll-up. This is not change, or at least it's not the necessary change. Salute, JR9. I couldn't help but think about that in the main event, bro. I was flipping out when fucking Munchkins got fucking beat by the roll-up. And we were live for that shit. Sheriff Rivers, 11 spot. Seeing TCU get killed was more fun than Raw, I assume. LOL. But it was so fucking lopsided, bro. I mean, at that point, it got to a point where, okay, this is not even fun anymore. This is absolutely torture to these motherfuckers. Like, I gotta see something entertaining. But Sheriff Rivers, probably. But when I say lopsided, I mean, I haven't seen anything like that in a long time. I mean, people were fucking begging to be entertained by anything. You could put on fucking Blues Clues and they'd be fucking fascinated. put on a fucking episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, I'm sure that would be more interested than anything that was on last night. Raw, College Championship. Anyway, Sheriff Rivers. Yeah, I guess so. Zachary Gioello. Zachary with the $4.99 says WWE Raw is so bad. It's like Matt Patricia calling offense for the New England Patriots. Hey, bro, I can't really laugh too much, though, Zachary. My Green Bay Packers. That's all I got to say. Yeah, you want to talk fucking tragedy and devastation. My Packers season, I can't even laugh at the Patriots, and I would love to. Because before I'm a fucking New Yorker, I was a New Englander. And, I would love to laugh at the season they had, but my Packers said, hold my fucking coffee. We can be worse. Ashley Steggles, $4.49 last night was an awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating, mega triple L of a shit show. It's all about the lame and how you book it. It's all about the lame and how you book it. Ashley Steggles, man. 3. Awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating. Fruit roll-ups in one show. I wouldn't be shocked if H wasn't even there. VKM wasn't there. Nobody was there. They just phoned the show in and they're like, we're gonna be eating steak dinners on Fifth Avenue tonight. You know what I mean? We can't be bothered to be in fucking Alabama. Bobby Stevens, 1999. Bobby Stevens, Mia Yim's new name sounds like me after a night out drinking. Meechin. After Charlie's title win, I'm now waiting for Uncle Howdy to be Bliss. I'm sorry, bro. You got me with that one, Bobby Stevens. I just fucking, I don't know. I just picture the wrestling community having a fucking aneurysm if that ever happened. As far as Mia Yim's new name, yeah, you know, it's funny but not funny how when it happened, everybody was okay with it. If this was straight, if we knew Vince McMahon was absolutely running the show top to bottom, and Mia Yim's name was changed to fucking Meechin, we'd be flipping the fuck out. But because everybody thought it was 3 H's, they were like, okay, I'm not even going to comment on it, that's all. We'll just move on. H knows what he's doing. I mean, she looks like a Meechin now that I'm thinking about it. No, she doesn't look like a Meechin. I am never going to call fucking Mia Yim Meechin. Jer9, who's wrestling next week? Is it Sasha Banks versus Meechin? Not doing it. Not doing it. It's Munchkins or it's fucking Munchies at this point. But it's not Michi. I'll tell you that much, or whatever the fuck. It's not. That's so fucking stupid. Bobby Stevens, I appreciate the several coffees, man. Huge. Strip Tango, it sounds like a Pokemon name. It really does, bro! It really does sound like a Pokemon name. I gotta be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To claim them is my goal. Pokemon! And you got Meechin coming up underneath fucking, Snoozelander, right? That sounds like another one. Snoozelander. It's going to be dedicated after Kevin Owens. Where did I get that one from? Charmander? Snoozelander. Kevin Owens. That's funny. Where was I on the super chats, man? Now we're just going into business for ourselves. Dante Jaron 23, $1.99. I try to stay invested in wrestling, but it's just hard. Dante Jaron 23, every now and again. I mean, most of these Raws are pretty bad, but last night was one of those exceptionally bad ones where you just honestly go, what are we doing? Like how did it get this bad, you know? And Dante Jaron 23, so many people came back when they heard that H was supposedly back in charge. I don't know what they were expecting, but they were surely not watching BC. They were not listening to me because I was right all along. I told you guys not to get your hopes up. Stay on Triple H's ass because sure enough, I don't think it's just him. And I think you're going to see a lot more of the same. Even though you see bells and whistles and smoke and mirror changes, like bringing people back, adding a couple minutes to a match. you're not going to see the real change that's needed. You're just never going to see it. And I ended up being right. Now Vince is back, and the show just somehow got even worse. I tried to tell you guys, man, it's triple L. Lame, lackluster, ludicrous. Lame, lackluster, lazy. Lame, lackluster, a loser. It's triple L at this point. And VKM is right there with him on the triple L train. Dante Jarrett 23. Savage 1024 The Punisher with a couple of 5 spots. Savage 1024 The Punisher says, BC, I detect no lies. Everyone is quick to pull a CM Punk and quit instead of putting in the work to better themselves. Yeah, man, it's just in 2023, it's just everyone just it's so quick to quit, and then we praise them as heroes because of mental health, right? Mental health is a focal point for everybody today, and that's awesome, by the way. Absolutely should be, and we're learning a lot about it. That's cool. But I think we've hit a place where quitting is just so easy now. And everybody does it even when they remotely feel like, I'm not 100% today. I'm just going to take a mental health day, right? Do you know how many companies are saying there's a problem now in industries, guys? I'm not even joking. They have an alarming amount of people that are calling in sick, but they're just saying, I need a mental health day. And they're even saying, I need a mental health week. And when they're asked, is everything okay? They're like, yeah, just not feeling it right now. And they know that you can't do anything about it because you can be punished. Now, that's okay if it's once in a while and you really are fucked up something, you just need a day. We're starting to abuse it, guys. We're starting to abuse to the point where we're not even showing up to work. We're easily quitting shit under the guise of mental health. No, whatever happened to now is the time more than ever to strengthen yourself up. Pick yourself up by the collar and the fucking belt loops. You pick yourself up and you get strong, man. Now's the time to get mentally strong. Yeah, hi, Doug. I'm going to call out today. I'm just not feeling it. I think I'm just going to watch some daytime TV and maybe do some gardening, and I'll be back Tuesday and I'll be refreshed, okay? But right now, my mental health is more important, and I hope you understand that, or you just don't care about mental health, okay? You just don't care about the human being inside and my feelings and my emotions and what I am going through personally as a human, as a being on this planet, a source of energy that prospers in the light of day and sulks in the concentration of the beauty of night. You don't understand what I'm going through. Is that what you're telling me, Doug? Does this need to be a legal thing, Doug? Is my mental health not important to you, Doug? And Doug's like, okay, take a week off. Take a fucking week off. Take a month. I'm sorry, please. We're getting carried away, guys. We're getting very carried away. We have to be careful about this. I mean, the alarming rate that we are quitting, calling out, being weaker than ever. Weaker. It's not just a mental health thing where you need a day, okay? If that's one thing. It's people literally becoming weaker by the day because they don't even try anymore. They're not even trying. They're just like, not feeling it today. I'm gonna cancel the day. That's not acceptable in BC's world, bro. That's absolutely not that's not acceptable. There's no fucking way, bro. Yeah, crazy country boy. So many people using the excuse with no backlash because you can get in trouble if you try to say, no, mental health is not a real thing. And we know it's real, and we want everybody to be good. And I'm glad that we're learning a lot about it. The problem is people started like they do with everything. They started to abuse it, abuse the excuse. And now we're just seeing it everywhere. And it's just, it's exploded. And how that coincides with this pro wrestling show, guys, is, I mean, they don't even try to put on shows anymore. They're just like, like everybody says, college football champion. There's nothing we can do, man. Absolutely, Iman, it's being used as a crutch. I mean, I think we all see that. And what it's doing is it's going to harm the people that actually need a mental health day. You know what I mean? It's going to harm the people that actually do need a moment to step away because maybe something happened and they're just not there and they could just use a little bit of a break. But it's happening so much that people won't believe it or won't hold the fucking same meeting. That's what happens when people who shouldn't be abusing shit abuse it. It ruins it for the people that are using it the right way. that really need that excuse. I want to see everybody have the best of mental health, but I also want everybody to be as strong as possible. What I've been seeing the last 5 years is that we as a society is becoming actually weaker in a lot of areas, where when you do that, you can't even tell yourself how strong you are. You don't know. You can't even tell yourself how strong. Because we just quit everything. We stop things. We don't do things because we think it's in the best interest of our mental well-being. We don't know how strong we are as a society anymore. We don't even know. We don't know how strong we can be. We're not building character. Sad, bro. Yeah, Ivana, exactly. One person always ruins it for everybody. Again, I can't stress this enough. I know that there's those days where you can't do it. Maybe you lost a parent or something, and you ain't going into work for a fucking week, bro. That's totally understandable. But when people abuse it so much, the real people that need time away for mental health reasons, they're going to be looked at as, okay, you do what you got to do, wink. It's a shame, man. People abuse it, and that's what we've seen. The bad apples, exactly. People just see how easy it is now, man. I don't even got to call out sick anymore. I can just use mental health, and there's nothing they can do about it. Like, there could be lawsuits if somebody tries to bring you in and you're just not mentally there for the day. And people know that, and they use that as a crutch. Anyway, what brought that up? Savage 1024. That was a long excuse. But yeah, just a lot of people not willing to put in the work to better themselves. And it's just too easy to quit these days. And so they just quit. And they just don't do things, or they don't show up to work, or they just say, no, I need a me day. That's a real thing, guys. I'm calling out because I need a me day. Today is a me day. I don't even know what that... Back in the day, you would never get a mean day. My grandfather, if you tried to tell him I need a mean day, a me day, my grandfather would grab you by the collar and your belt loop, and he'd send you through 7 fucking New York City brick walls simultaneously. My grandfather, every family has that patriarch that's just like the dominating guy where like one look and you either look away or you piss your pants or both. You do not fuck with my grandfather. God rest his soul, man. Man, do I miss him. He looks at you, you know you're fucked. If he comes toward you, run as far away as possible and hope for the best. Back in the day, if they heard you say, I need a me day, my grandfather would show you a me day. Oh, you're going to get a me day, all right. It's going to be all about you, I can assure you. Fucking whoopings galore, bro. Savage 1024 The Punisher, 5-spot BC Amplified. I could set up a funny main event. BC Amplified versus CM Punk. I'll pay to see that. CM Punk can't even wrestle or fight anymore, Savage, sadly. That's not shade. That's why it's amazing that people want CM Punk back in AEW. That's not going to help the locker room. Over half the locker room doesn't want him there. Chris Jericho is the locker room leader now. He does not want him there. It won't do anything for the morale in the AEW locker room, A. B, CM Punk cannot wrestle anymore. He can't, guys. His body is breaking down. His body is breaking down. He's only wrestled for 1 fucking year in AEW, had a handful of matches, and he already got injured twice. Big injuries. He told you in the press conference, he said, like, I'm old, I'm grumpy, I'm frustrated, I'm hurt, I'm broken. He said that himself. Do you think it's going to get better as he gets older? I say that about Jeff Hardy. Everybody wants Jeff Hardy back. We love Jeff Hardy. It sucks we don't get to see him wrestle, but this guy has huge issues. Pro wrestling helped those issues, right? That they helped worsen those issues. His body is so beat up, he feels like he's got to fucking be under the influence of something. And then he gets into a fucking car without a legal license, and he does stupid shit. And then he gets a slap on the wrist, and he gets to do it again. Any normal person would be in prison, serving hard time like Dominic Mysterio. But he gets a slap on the wrist. Then he does the same thing. Pro wrestling beats him up. He feels like he's got to be under the influence to get away from the pain. He gets into a car without a license. He crashes his car 2 times. He gets a slap on the wrist. He does it again, and it's a vicious cycle. Until, sadly, somebody ends up passing away because of it. And then somebody will go, well, wow, maybe he should have been in prison. You think? Back to CM Punk, Savage. CM Punk is just wrestling-wise, fighting-wise. His body is telling him it's over with. there's nothing else that Punk can do. Your body, you can't fight Father Time. Father Time is telling him, your body can't wrestle anymore. I don't see why Phil Brooks fans would want to see him back. Just to see him get fucked up even more into a locker room that is just not going to fully support this dude. So then you're just hurting AEW's locker room. So I guess people that just don't like AEW, you want to see CM Punk come back because it's going to fracture the locker room again. Eric Newton, 5-spot. Man, with shows like Raw makes me wonder if I want to be a if I want to be a pro wrestling fan anymore. MJF is the only thing keeping me a fan right now. Yeah. Yeah, Eric. I mean, I told you several times last night, I was looking at the clock, trying to psychologically, like some supernatural shit, man. I'm trying to tap into my Bray Wyatt and make the clock go faster. I just wanted Monday Night Raw to get over with. I can't remember the last, and we've seen some sad shows. I wanted this show to just be over last night so many times, and it just would not end. It's sad, man. It's absolutely sad, Eric Newton. That we watch a show that we once loved, and now we're watching it hoping and begging that it just gets over as soon as possible because it's so bad and so boring. It is fucking nauseating to even know that, man. Maggie, I'm making my dinner, BC, and this is more exciting than the terrible twosome show, VKM and 3H's. Enjoy your dinner, and I'm glad that you're enjoying this stream, Maggie. Always good to see you up in here. Eric Newton, thank you for that super. Jay, $4.99. What up, Jay? Salute. For years, WWE has lost millions and millions of The Rock's fans. And by the way, BC, do you remember when Kane was impersonating The Rock and Hogan? LOL. Of course I do. Jay, you're going back to some things that were actually interesting and fun. Things that we could actually talk about. Here we are in 2023, Jay. But yeah, now Jay, it's fucking gone. And everything that the Steve Austins, the Rocks, people before them, the Warriors, the Macho Mans, the Hogans, everything that they built beforehand, the last 10 years, VKM made sure that he destroyed that. Vince McMahon, he put in a lethal dose, a lethal injection of poison to ruin his own creation. You know? That NWO fucking promo that he cut back in the day. You guys told me, I think it was 2002. That's literally what he's doing in 2023, 2022, 2021. This started back in 2016, bro. Jay, appreciate it. Hollywood guy's up in here, man. 5-spot. What up, Hollywood guy? Haven't seen you in a minute. You know, if VKM gets a hold of the Wyatt storyline, he will kill it. Then it'll be for naught, which sucks. Yeah, well, Hollywood guy, I never had a problem with Vince letting Bray run his stories. I've always loved Bray's storylines. Even the Firefly Funhouse was usually, because at that point, Raw was already really bad. The Firefly Funhouse was the only interesting part of the show for a long time. It's when he gets to the big matches, that's where Vince McMahon failed Bray Wyatt time after time. Goldberg, Saudi Arabia, Hell in a Cell, Seth Rollins, WrestleMania with Randy Orton. You guys probably have more times. That's where Vince McMahon totally took a shit on Bray Wyatt. But the booking of Bray, I've always thought was good. It's always from Bray's mastermind. Vince just has to approve it, change a few things, I understand. But guys, as far as metrics, always the number one in merchandise. He was always number one in viewership for the Tube. He was always one of, if not the highest segment for the ratings. I mean, Bray's booking always captivated us the most. Even right now, guys, you can complain about it all you want and say it's not happening fast enough or the story is not as good anymore as you thought it was going to be. But it's still top. It's still topping the metrics. So whether you love it or not, Alexa, Howdy, Bray, it's still fucking captivating everybody. Whether you like it or not, it's captivating. So I never had a problem with the booking. Vince and Bray have always booked great fucking concepts together. It's when you get to the match. And Hollywood guy, this brings me to my point. We have one of those scenarios coming up in 18 nights. On January 28th, at the Royal Rumble, Bray Wyatt is in a match called the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match with LA Knight. Now, what the fuck are they doing? Are they going to chase around each other with fucking super soakers filled with pitch black Mountain Dew soda? Because that's going to absolutely destroy any credibility that Bray Wyatt has. This is something that Bray has to say, hold on, Vince, we need to have a meeting because I cannot look like a fucking bum in this match. You've done this to me too many times. Hollywood guys. So in a big part, I do agree with you, but the upfront booking, I have no problem with. Even last night, even what we've gotten so far. But if this, it all comes down to what happens in 18 nights. I want to see what the fuck you're doing with Bray Wyatt in a Super Soaker Pitch Black Mountain Dew match. Eric Newton, 5 spot. Eric Newton says, I like Bray, BC, but with the return of Vince, I'm scared that he's going to book him to lose big matches. I'm scared for his booking with Vince back. Eric, that's fine. I didn't even see that before I just went into that whole spiel with Hollywood guys super chat. Eric Newton, I just went over that. I completely agree. I'm going to reread that. Eric Newton said, I like Bray, BC, but with the return of Vince, I'm scared he's going to be booked. Vince is going to book him to lose big matches. That's exactly what the fear is. The booking of Bray is okay. Vince knows how to book him to be Vince acts fucking stupid. Vince knows exactly what it takes to create a star. He just doesn't want to create larger than life stars because he doesn't want anybody to be bigger than the company or get a big ego like Warrior once had, or Hogan, or Stone Cold, or Phil CM Punk Brooks. So he doesn't want to create a larger than life star unless it's a pinpointed, hand-picked person like Charlie for the ladies or Roman for the dudes. So Eric Newton, we all share those same concerns. We honestly hope that Bray Wyatt in the big matches gets to correct the wrongs that fucking hindered him beforehand, which was really good booking and horrible finishes to his matches. We'll see, Eric Newton. We're all going to find out. The world is going to find out during this Mountain Dew match on January 28th, 18 days away. Strict Tango, 2 spot. Did you hear about Cornette's take on Monet's debut? No, I don't listen to. I don't have time to listen to other podcasts, to be honest. Strict Tango. I'm not even just saying that. So I don't listen to Jim Cornette. I think he's funny, but I don't have if I have 20 minutes of free time, I'm probably not listening to Jim Cornette's take on pro wrestling. Again, funny, entertaining, possibly. But I just don't have that type of time, Strict Tango. I will never listen to other people's podcasts because, to be honest, the community is just filled with so much buffoonery. The community is filled with so much stupidity, and people talk out of their asses. They just contradict one another nonstop. It's gotten to the point where BC can only trust my own channel, sadly. So yeah, sadly, Strict Tango. So the answer is no. I did not listen to Cornette. I haven't listened to Cornette in a long time. Jared Kelly, 5 spot, just showing the love. No words needed. Jared Kelly, I appreciate that. Jared Kelly with another 5 spot actually says, hey, BC, just got my replica Uncle Howdy mask. Jared Kelly. That's what I'm talking about, man. It's that type of support for my boy Bray Wyatt. I appreciate that. I told you guys from day one, this will always be a pro Bray Wyatt channel and a pro Sasha Banks channel. Mercedes Moné now. So that type of support, Jared Kelly, that's what I want to hear, man. I appreciate that, and I know Bray does. Reality check, numero uno, 10 spot. Love it. I send greetings to the New York Knicks fans in the chat by saying shout out to the Chicago Bulls in the 1990s. Oh, bro. Reality check numero uno. What a heartbreaker, man. To grow up as a New York Knicks fan in the 90s. True heartbreak. We should have won a couple of world championships for sure, man. A couple of NBA championships. And because of the Chicago Bulls, we couldn't even get there. And Michael fucking Jordan, the king, the fucking king of basketball. I don't give a fuck if you call LeBron James a king, or in 10 years is going to be what you call the best phenomenal player in the world, and he's going to be called a king or a king of a king, the king of kings. There's only one king. And if you're from my era, you know who the king is. Michael fucking Jordan. Nobody is in that guy's league. And he fucking destroyed us every season. My boy Patrick Ewing never had an answer. My boy John Starks. My boy Allen Houston. My boy Latrell Sprewell. Anthony Mason. Charlie Ward. Do I need to go through the whole roll call of the team? we didn't have an answer for Michael Jordan. The whole fucking league didn't. The guy had 6 fucking titles, and he didn't have to form a super team in Miami to do it. Michael Jordan put Chicago on his back and said, let's win a lot of shit. And my Knicks got destroyed in the process. Ron C, 23, 199, new gold member, man. Ron C, 23 says, BC, I love how you describe content, man. Awesome. Rocket ship to the top. Man, Ron C, 23, I'm going to read that again if you don't mind, because I appreciate it. BC, I love how you describe content, man. Awesome. I appreciate that, Ron C, 23. I really do. Even though we get amplified for entertainment reasons on this channel, right? It's a channel on YouTube. We have to be entertaining or else people aren't going to give a fuck. But I always want to make sure that it's the fucking most realistic knowledge being dropped that everybody can understand, even if I'm hooting and hollering, screaming and ranting. I try to put it down into the most simplistic of measures that anybody and everyone can understand. Professional wrestling is on life support. Monday Night Raw is in the total shitters. And it needs to be changed and fixed now, yesterday, last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So Ron C, 23, I always enjoy hearing things like that and seeing that because it's not a pat on the back for BC. It makes me know that people understand and appreciate the content for what it is. I'm trying to make a difference and help wrestling, the industry. So Ron C, 23, I want to say that a third time if you don't mind. BC, I love how you describe content, man. Awesome. I love that there's people like you, Ron C23, that are listening to BC and you can comprehend the knowledge that is being dropped. So I'm thankful for you, bruh. Crimson Blue 82, Vispot, sad, but when Roman and Bray do go, SmackDown is right with Raw. They're keeping it afloat, man. John Cena brought in another 400,000 viewers last week. They fell over 400,000 viewers this week, down into the 2.2s again. And they were in the 2.6s. But yeah, every metric is showing us that it's Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns that is carrying SmackDown. That's pretty telling, man. Alicia says, cleaned my cat's litter box and had less shit than Raw did last night. Bro, Alicia. Ruthless. I love it. Hold on, guys. There was a few more supers as well. I want to make sure that I'm getting to everybody. Ashley Steggles, 179. BC's workout videos better than Raw. I should do fucking a workout compilation, man. Fucking, that probably would be more... Then you know what? Then everybody would be waiting for a BC ring debut, right? BC's fucking pumping out. People are going to think I'm doing a wrestling videos, man. Like I'm getting ready to go to the ring. Ashley Steggles, man. Always good to see you up in here, Ashley. You know that. Nasir Alexander, 499. What up, Nasir? Something is wrong with when Dominic Mysterio is the best part of your show. Oh, Nasir, you are so right, dude. Dominic Mysterio was the best part of Raw last night with Alexa and Howdy and Kevin Owens speaking for all of us, sleeping in the ring turnbuckle because the show sucked in the first 20 minutes. Kevin Owens, Alexa Bliss, Uncle Howdy, and Dominic Mysterio, bro. Corey Graves telling Kevin Patrick, watch what you're saying, KP. Do you want to get shanked? Oh, bro. Nasir, you are so correct, man. But Dominic Mysterio, that shit's actually pretty funny. Colin, 199. The community thinks Triple H was in charge. Yeah, well, the community found out hard, man. I'm not even, like, reveling in my victory here. That I was right all along. I'm not even reveling in that. It's sad that everyone had to find out the hard way and they didn't just listen to BC from the jump. I could have fucking told them that. It's sad, Colin. Savage 1024, the Punisher with a 10 spot and a 5 spot, man. Several more coffees coming in by Savage. 1024, the Punisher says we needed more stories in pro wrestling. That's the foundation of pro wrestling, not matches where it consists of 50-star matches and where they say, this is awesome and fight forever. Well, now you're just preaching what BC preaches, Savage. That's my exact wording that I tell everybody on this channel, man. You know, everybody wants to say that wrestling today has progressed to bangers And the chants, this is awesome, fight forever, holy shit. The truth is, when those matches are done, the fans never go back and watch them again. And the fans usually sit down or they're on their phones waiting for the next banger. And we just repeat the vicious cycle. There's no memorable moments and there's no captivation that makes you go, damn, what we just witnessed is phenomenal to another level. You're so right, Savage. I've been trying to preach this. If people want to listen, that's fine. If they don't want to believe it, that's fine as well. But they're going to be back, and they're going to say, BC, you were right all along. I know. I've been doing this experiment for over 5 years. Savage also says with a 5 spot, Savage 1020 for the Punisher says, BC, I have a dream match competition. AJ Styles versus Bryan Danielson or AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes. Of course, with a proper storytelling behind it. Bryan Danielson and AJ Styles I've actually seen before, believe it or not. Cody Rhodes and Styles, maybe I saw it, but I don't remember, and I really would be okay with that. Regardless, Savage, when AJ comes back, they have to book him like main event AJ from a few years ago. They have treated this dude like a fucking common, everyday Joe Schmo, and it's pathetic. Linking him with Omos for a whole year and then making him irrelevant for a year afterwards, and then he breaks his ankle. When AJ Styles comes back, I hope they catapult him to the main event Styles that captivated all of us for a while. One of the best feuds I can remember is actually him and Shane McMahon from a few years ago. A feud that was better than 99% of the feud since. So, Savage, basically, I'm saying I'm right there with you, man. Give me Cody Rhodes and AJ, put a story behind it, and watch BC go, fuck yeah, I'm there. Janelle Layton, 2 spot. BC, you taught me so much about the business. Janelle, I appreciate that. That's pretty cool. Thank you for letting me know that. I'm being serious. If you don't mind, I'd like to read that again. I love seeing those type of comments. And BC, you taught me so much about the business. I appreciate that very much, Janelle. Gold card status as it is, but I try. I don't want to just be another. I don't want to be another voice in the community. I don't want to be another podcaster. I don't want to be another YouTuber. I said it yesterday. I don't want to have the fancy green screens and the fancy graphic borders and the brand new microphone, the Powerfucker 5000. So my voice is very pristine. Can you guys hear my pristine podcasting voice? I want to make it a more pleasurable experience for your listening needs. I don't give a fuck. I want this to be raw. I want you to know that this is a mic I blew out 5 fucking times and we're still rocking. I want this to feel raw. I want this podcast to have an edge to it. I don't want to be pristine. I don't want to be another voice or another look in the community. I don't want a fancy green screen where it looks like I'm in my mom's kitchen and she's making me SpaghettiOs. But it's just an illusion. It's just a green screen. Or that I'm at the beach down in Florida, which would be amazing, but it's all fake because it's just a green screen. But doesn't it look professional? Don't I sound professional with my Powerfucker 5000 equipment? This is it. It's the Powerfucker 5000. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck how pristine these little assholes look in the community or sound. It's just another... You watch one person in this community, you watch them all. They're all the same. They're all the fucking same. This is it. Take your Powerfucker 5000 and shove it up your ass. Take your little green screens or those content creators that have the graphics around like a border. Take your fucking graphics, take your green screens, take your fucking Powerfucker 5000 and wipe your fucking ass with it and then shove it up that same fucking asshole. That'd probably be way too pleasurable for these piss ants. This is a Raw channel. This is edgier. There's no question. We go live. We blow out mics. We talk about anything and everything, but we drop the fucking truth. You know it, Iman. Are you guys liking the Powerfucker 5000? Well, it's the truth, man. These idiots today think that as long as I have the best equipment and as long as I look professional, maybe WWE will take notice. Fuck off. Look professional. You just look like another spoke on the fucking wheel. Take your fucking equipment, take your green screen, take your graphics, shove them up your fucking ass. There's no edge to these fucking... You wonder. It's Strict Tango asked, do I even listen to Cornette? I can't. Everything is just so polished these days, man. Everything is so polished. Whatever happened to this is YouTube. This is just the podcasting world. Let's be fucking edgy. Let's be raw. Let's just let BC just amplify and smash mics, man. Let me blow out mics. Let's really feel like we are being legit to the hardest of cores. Anyway. Oh no. Pile driver, right, bro? You got people talking about, how do I sound? Is this a nice, do you hear me? This is the new Power Fucker 5000. Do I look prestigious? I have the beach behind me. I have the beach as I talk about pro wrestling. What's that? Is that Vince calling me because I have a pristine setup? These motherfuckers. Pile driver remembers when BC was doing my review in a car in New England. And it popped fucking tens of thousands of views. I was fucking screaming about Bray Wyatt getting beat by Goldberg in New England on a fucking cold morning inside of a fucking motor vehicle. I got the fucking power fucker negative 10,000. Screaming, blowing the shit out. And you guys said that was one of my best videos ever. I want you guys always to remember, you don't need the Power Fucker 5000. You don't need green screens or cool little graphics. You just have to be entertaining. You have to be entertaining. You have to have the gift of gab. You have to know your shit. You can't just be a wrestling fan if you want to... I'm a fan. I like wrestling. I can have a podcast. Nobody's going to watch it. You have to have fucking your knowledge, man. You have to have your ducks in a row. You have to be fucking all in on what you are saying, and you have to know your shit. And again, if you don't have the gift of gab and you're just not entertaining, then it's not going to work anyway. You can get all the Power Fucker 5000s, all the green screens, it ain't going to work. At the end of the day, nobody is tuning into your show. Nobody's tuning into BC's show to see my background as a beach and the palm trees waving as BC talks about pro wrestling. Nobody's going, wow, BC sounds so professional. I don't know why Triple H isn't hiring him. Nobody's doing that, bro. Anyway, I appreciate that, Janelle. Janelle knows where to come to. Janelle comes to the BC Amplified channel because she's going to get the most rawest content imaginable. She's going to get the hardest fucking truth bombs imaginable. We're not going to go back on our shit. We're not going to say shit just because we want to be employed by a company. We're going to fucking level everybody hardcore. And if they can't accept it, and if they can't get back on their feet, then what can you say? Call up for a me day. Call up and say, I just need a me day. BC totally wrecked me. I need a me day today. Janelle, appreciate that. JR9 Gaming! My right-hand man, who I got to give a salute before I even say anything. That's the coffee-tea combo. Let me go back over to my regular coffee. That got cold because I've been screaming for so long. I need another one of these as well. JR9 says, Fightful have reported Jay White's contract is up soon, and he is going to America. Royal Rumble debut? I don't see a spot in WWE or AEW for him right now. JR9... This is not going to be a popular thing that I'm about to say, and this is no shade to Jay White. And we know the talent that he is. I get it. Where the fuck are you putting this guy? And JR9, you said it yourself. I don't see any room for him in WWE, and I don't see any room for him in AEW right now, though. JR9, you answered your own thing, bro. There is no room. There's no room for a Jay White in WWE. There is no fucking room. There's not even room for John Gargano, sadly. Sadly. And in AEW, there's no room for fucking 90% of their roster. I mean, Tony Khan is headed toward 130 male roster members. I've never seen anything like this. For a show that only has 2 main hours a week and then 1 hour on Rampage. 2 hours, though, is their main Dynamite show. And they have 130 dudes on their roster. There's no place to put a Jay White. If he's smart, he stays away right now. And he lets the smoke settle and the dust clear. Jared, I appreciate that report. I'll read more into it. I'll get the latest. But I don't see where the fuck you put White, man. I really don't. Just like you said. That's why, I mean, I've been following the Jay White talk the last few weeks. I can't get excited because I don't know what you possibly can do with Jay White in America. The top companies cannot handle one more else, man. Anyone more else, I can fucking speak. Anyone else. Because what's happening is your ship is starting to fill to the point where your ship is eventually going to sink. And that's never good, obviously, because you can't get that fucking boat back above water after that. Or it's going to take 10 times as hard. Brianna, I got to give you a salute. Salute, Brianna. Good to see you up in here. Glad you caught it this live, Brianna. That 5 spot. I wonder how that Mercedes is gone. I wonder now that Mercedes is gone, what that means for Naomi going forward and how she's feeling. I'm worried WWE will treat her even worse. Salute, BC. Salute, Brianna. Much love and respect. And you're right. I've been telling everyone that I do believe she's going to be back for Royal Rumble. I think you're going to see Naomi in 18 nights, January 28th. In the Rumble, or she shows up during the Usos Judgment Day feud because Rhea Ripley needs a female to counterpart. So Naomi could easily insert into the bloodline, obviously, and it makes sense, and it would be badass. Or does she just show up in the Royal Rumble? But what happens after the Rumble, especially? How are they going to book her? Are they going to say, hey, we fucked you up, we did you wrong? For someone like you who's been so devoted to this company for 10 years, for someone like you to walk out because you were so miserably upset because we did you so dirty, because we did do you dirty, and you had every right to walk out, are we going to make it right now and book you correctly, or are we going to punish you because you went into business for yourself, you followed the fucking Mercedes out the door, and now you're going to be punished? I hope that's not the case. I hope she gets the booking that she has earned for 10 years in this company, busting her ass, and honestly, being better than 90% of the fucking roster for females, because Naomi has been. So, Brianna, your concerns are most of our concerns, trust me, when it comes to Naomi. And unfortunately, we're not going to find out until 18 nights, January 28th, Royal Rumble. Brianna, much love and respect. Janelle Layton, 2 spot. We caught videos on vacation to catch up on wrestling. Janelle, on vacation, watching BC. No better way. I'll get you caught up. I'll tell you the fucking truth. I'll tell you if you need to watch a show or not, Janelle. I hope vacation was badass, Janelle, by the way. Especially when you watch Raw every week like we do. We need vacations. Savage 1024, The Punisher, 5 spot. Wrestling is so simple. All you have to do is captivate, create, and draw in audiences. People forget the basics, for example. Just lame. Yeah, Savage. If you want a good show, you have to stick to the basic fundamentals, the basics up front, right? Larger-than-life character involved in a storyline we care about, in a feud that captivates us. That's it. Once you have the formula, and you do at least 3 to 4 really good storylines a night, a show, you're in business. They have trouble doing one. They don't even care, Savage. That's the problem. That's what I'm trying to say. Last night, we saw something very, very alarming. They don't even try anymore. They just quit. They literally just quit. I think I got every one of my super chatters. If I missed anybody, guys, I'll get the full list later, and I will make sure that I get you guys upcoming. I want to give a couple of thank yous before I take off for the rest of the day. I hope to be with you guys in an impromptu video tomorrow, but I cannot confirm that. There's a lot of stuff to get to. I want to thank everybody that smashed that up. We're about to hit 350 live. Even though the tube has admitted that they're having issues with notifications and everything like that, I've only had 21 minutes of notice before we went live. So most of you guys are going to catch us later. But we're headed toward 350 on the ups, which means when my thousands come in after this hits the algorithm, they just got to work on 400 because you guys whooped ass. So appreciate that, man. I also want to give a thank you to all of my super chatters. Each one of you tipping the channel and throwing a coffee over to BC, that's never needed, ever. I'm going to be just fine. I'm going to have all the coffees. Don't worry. But the fact that you guys show another level of support and tip the channel and throw BC a coffee during the super chats is just fucking phenomenal, man. So I appreciate you guys on the super chats. And there's one more thing I got to do. And you guys know what this is. This is what I call a gold member roll call. And we're getting toward 100 members, by the way. We may have already hit it. I'm not sure. but we're 3 away from the memberships hitting 100, and I've only had memberships for 1 fucking week. So, Anthony Boley, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that big time. Appreciate the words. I want to give a roll call, even though this is near 100, and I might pass out while saying all of these fucking names. I want to make sure that every gold card member that signed up for this channel and that is subscribed to this channel and showing that top level of support, man, I want to make sure you guys are getting the biggest salute. So, to JR9 Gaming, to Jack Brewer, to Godswilla, to Ash Sims, to Carlos Ray, to Jacqueline Robinson, to Radar Rab TTV, to Sir Charles, to Sadiqa Flowers, to Anthony Boley, to Ray Foreman, to Movies 456, to Clutch City Fan, to Kim T, Jimmy J 145, Kevin MD, Crimson Blue 82, Dante Jaron 23, Unique Butterfly, A. Merrick, James Miller, Sterling Range, Dev Owl, Eric Leno, D. Carre, Soldierman 1984, Lord French Fries, Mayhem, Cy Parker, C.J. White, P.B. Sillapride, Deontay Thomas, Terrence Burrs, Willard Bayless, Sam Byers, Dave Mealy, Jane Donnelly, Ashley Steggles, Richard Wade, DeMonte Mabry, DJ is a Prodigy, Alicia Verkovich, Betty Banks, Trina Scott, Christopher Blackshare, Patrick Charles, Thurston Pachalak, Pimp Jesus, Richie P, Janelle Layton, Raymond Caron, Kevin Johnston Sabers, News Consolidated, Nessie Sunflower, Discovery Metal Legion, Osia Weidman, Dino, Santivia Major, Jared Kelly, Winbrook 11, James Shrimp Fajitas. Keep rocking, bro. G, a.k.a. True Life, the God. WWE AEW Marvel fan. K. Doherty. Christopher Blackshear, Two-Tom. Renee G. E.Z. Does It. Network Guy Dave. Sheriff Rivers. D. Stands Alone. Xavier 2882. Eric Decker. J. Dwayne Piazza. Quentin Gilbert. Cosmic Fool. Pile Driver Finisher. Savage 1024 The Punisher. Limitation X. Big Nang. Redhead Kingpin. Brand Q featuring Quincy. John Gray. Nathan Savay. Miguel. Rachel Rocca. Jay Kahn. Mr. Big 200. Titan Poetic Chef. AWS Promotions. Peter Kakaro. Reese Monet. Ron C23. Mardo Mayai. John Cena. TJ Baines. Eric Newton. Jamal Straken. And if there is brand new members as well, I will get that onto the list within the next 24 hours. You guys will be a part of the next shout out. Wow, I've earned a sip of coffee after that. That is near 100 unit members in 1 week, basically, guys. We are 3 away from 100. That means the next 3, we have 100 unit members. I can't even fathom, but you guys, I shouldn't be shocked. You guys are the fucking very best. Guys, I'm going to let you go about your day. I've already kept you here over 2 hours. I almost said 200 hours. Could you imagine a 200-hour live stream? I'm pretty sure nobody has 200 hours upright. Unit... To all my, not just my gold team, guys, my red team as well. Those that for some reason cannot be a part of the gold unit, I totally understand. It's not needed. Trust me. To my red unit, not gold team, you guys are still the fucking best, and I appreciate everything you do for the channel. Just showing up. Just smashing the fucking up is all I ask. That's totally free. And if you take it another step and you say, what's up in the chat? I mean, guys, this channel is totally free. I don't need a fucking dime from anybody if you want to show a level of support that is just astoundingly amazing. But this is all free. You tune in, you just say what's up, you smash that up. That's all I'll ever ask. Totally free. So I thank every single one of you. All right, that's it. That's my sentimental moment. BC's going to whoop some ass now. I'm going to double fist some more fucking coffee, and I'm going to go fucking amplify it on everybody. Top guy, I'm out. BC saying check you. Think, be, live, amped always, unit. You know the deal. Let me just make sure I'm getting out of the middle fucking screen here, guys. So I can get my fucking unit back. There you guys are. All right, BC, I'm out. Check you guys, man. Thank you for an amazing fucking stream. We'll do this again very soon, I assure you. And we'll do it amplified like no other. Check you guys. Salute! Everybody, thank you.